Save with Fresh to see this week's deals.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Let's talk about overindulging children. I think that some parents misunderstand the idea. Sometimes parents think that it's if I just give my kids too much, then they're going to have a problem. But it's different for every child to know how much you can give them. Do you allow a child to have a bike, or do you allow a child to have a cell phone or a computer in their room, or the freedom to go to a party, or to have some freedom to take the car and go somewhere? What do we allow children to do, or what kind of freedoms do we give them, or what kind of toys do we allow them to have, and so on? The answer to the question has much to do with a child's own heart. Does the child have the character to manage this particular toy or this particular freedom? That's the question we must ask. Just because other people have the privilege of cell phones doesn't mean your child at age 10 or 12 or 15 has the ability to manage that. So it's very important that children have the internal strength to manage the privilege that you're providing for them. It's especially obvious in electronics, because most children today don't have the integrity to manage the freedoms that they have, so they find themselves looking at inappropriate things on their cell phone.
He's talking about kids. But we have adult people in relationship that need to be managed by their partners. Do you know how many disgruntled people are in relationship right now with somebody going, oh my God, I wish they would grow up. I did not sign up to be your mama. And a lot of men have been upset when they tap into social media, or they tap into YouTube, and they hear women saying, I'm not your mama. Now, in reverse, there are a lot of women out there who want to sign up to be their mama. Are you dating a man who understands his purpose and what he's about in life? Or do you have another child, as my extra child, as this particular article broke down the 11 signs of mothering, right? The lady makes jokes that she got an extra child. This is highly emasculating. I cringe whenever someone makes a joke like this at a man's expense. But men have to feel offended enough to go, I'm not your kid. I'm a man. And I got plans for me. 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. We got a great topic. And the topic's creator is in the building right now. Sarah Jackson. Get in here, Sarah.
Yes. I heard you were, that clip to me was talking about the power of the pamper.
The power of the pamper.
Versus the magnitude of a mother. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, it's like if people understand that, like, there are people that they're okay They're okay with walking around. First of all, it's very freeing. If you ever see a toddler in the pull-up walking around, they have no care in the world. They're walking around freely, doing whatever they want to do. They can tear stuff up, and it's okay because mama gonna understand. Because the exchange in a relationship is that you actually get to teach me. Okay, mama. It throws away immaturity. Well, not maturity, but it throws away the intellect of an adult, really, because resulting in the fact that they're okay being treated like they're subservient, mentally maybe. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like these people, you know, you have guys that are, you know, I come from the South, so you have guys that they work long hours, they do the longshoreman stuff, they do all this stuff, they make the money. So when they come home, they when you have a daddy figure like that with a mother, that's cool. But when it's switched, or when you have the daddy that wants a little, instead of what is it? Johnny Taylor got a song called "Who's Making Love to Your Old Lady." People ain't called old ladies no more. It's my little baby, my little baby, my little girl, and they taking care of them with it. That's why a lot of men, when they get older, they like the younger girls, so they feel as if it's a part where I can teach them.
So
I can mold them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to hit you in the head, Sarah. I'm about to hit you in the head
Huh?
with this now.
Okay.
See, hold on, Sarah. I got to ask you, because men ask me this all the time. Which is more attractive to a woman? Tyrese's baby boy, right? Or just a real man, a man who's about his business, a man who got his stuff together, a man who has healed, a man who is whole. Which one is more attractive? Do they both get about the same amount of action? Talk to me about that, Sarah.
These days, yes, because you have to realize, do you want a parent or you want a potter? Somebody that can help you. You should, in a relationship, you should be able to mold each other, because you're constantly evolving and you're constantly changing. A lot of marriages fall apart because people want somebody to tell them what they want, what they need to be, when not having somebody to help you realize and discover what you are. That's totally different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very...
Sarah, this is what I want you to do. I want you to drill down. Do you want a parent as your significant other, or a potter? Well, you done got me into TD Jakes mode. This is the potter's house.
Oh, get ready.
We molding each other now. I like that. Whoa, that was fire. Now, can you go a little deeper into that, Sister Deacon? Sister Deacon Jackson, please.
Oh, I feel it.
My
Lord. I honestly, especially living in LA, the urge to want a parent to want a God as a father figure that will provide is very, very enticing.
Interesting.
It's like, I don't have to do this by myself. You know what I'm saying? So the default in a lot of women is like, well, let me get somebody like my daddy. Not like my daddy. My daddy was terrible. But, you know.
Oh, let me get a daddy. Right. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Let me get Uncle Phil. Okay. You know, in West Philadelphia, born and raised. Anyway, but that's what I like right now. Is like, I know I may want somebody just to take care of me or whatever, but I really want somebody to build with me. At the end of the day, it's like, if we're not doing something together, then it's basically like, you know, we fractions instead of being whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be the 1 + 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a fraction of myself because I'm not whole, to be with somebody that is whole, but at the same time, because he's whole, that's an advantage.
But see, I've always been taught that if you do it yourself, and I'm not saying be isolate your partner from your process or whatever. But I've always been taught, like, if you put the work in and you do it yourself, there's a greater level of, like a sense of pride. Like, man, I put in the work, I took the time, I made the effort, and I achieved something, right? And I've always been told that that's a good thing. But in relationships, that dynamic has to happen together. Like, we did this, we built this, right? Now, the Potter piece is just so big. Most people, in my opinion, will take offense to the Potter in their life because they may see the Potter as a controller. They may see the Potter as someone that is trying to control every aspect of their lives. And that's what the mothering is. That's what overindulging your partner is, right? Where you're just, I got it. And you don't allow them to have any agency, any self-agency, any sense of self. I think that's problematic, Sarah. I just want to say this. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you.
For this topic.
Can I say one more thing, though?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Being in entertainment, of course, I make a lot of references to movies and things like that. So it reminds me of the fact, like, of course, you work on things independently, but in a relationship, like you're saying, it has to be together. But I remember in the movie Ghost, you know what I'm saying? Even though he was, he wasn't there and stuff like that, but at the same time, it was like they were in pottery class, if I'm not mistaken. If my memory don't serve me right.
Yes, Ghost.
But they're in pottery class and stuff like that, and they needed somebody else, an outside party, to help them. Whoopi Goldberg had to help her reach. And the thing is that that's a really, even though he physically wasn't there, she was able to reach his soul. And that's really sometimes you're needing. Sometimes you're needing outside wisdom and advice in order to be a guide, being a therapist, being a spiritual advisor, whatever it is. Sometimes you need that to pull all the parts together so you won't have to keep on breaking the mold and pulling back up together again. You'll be able to simultaneously be on the same wheel at the same time.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. Sarah, thank you, child. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Sarah Jackson. Thank you. The voice of reason.
Scriptures on Friday.
Yes, the voice of reason is on fire tonight. When we come forward, we got more callers who's got something to say about it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, this is LA City Councilman Kern Price, inviting you to the 28th Annual Central Avenue Jazz Fest on September the 23rd from 11 to 7 p.m. For nearly 3 decades, the Central Avenue Jazz Festival has paid homage to the legendary Central Avenue and its influence on jazz history. Jazz, blues, and Latin jazz will be featured on 3 stages of music. Co-headlining are Hubert Laws with special guest Eloise Laws and the Billy Childs Quartet featuring Sean Jones. The day includes plenty of food, merchants, and 4 pavilions focused on youth programming, art, health and wellness, and public resources. Parking is limited, so Metro and rideshare are recommended. Hubert Laws with special guests Eloise Laws and the Billy Childs Quartet featuring Sean Jones. The day includes plenty of food, merchants, and 4 pavilions focused on youth programming, art, health and wellness, and public resources. For more information, visit CentralAveJazzFest.com. CentralAveJazzFest.com. See you on the 23rd.
IQ. This the intro to the all-electric Cadillac perfection like Zoom. And on a full charge, you get 450 miles without the stop. Haiku. This is what I do. Daddy fat intellect since 92. Linked all the way back, panoramic roof. Come with 24-inch rim standard. Ooh, why? Shawty don't kill him. Cadillac diamond in the back, cold chillin'. And when I'm on attack, on the track is no ceiling. Sky's the limit. You hear me? You hear me? Straight drop, no parachutes. Lay lines like a longitude and latitude. Deal it, beloved, clearly we're hustling. Bustin', truckin'. Cadillac.
For more on the Escalade IQ, visit Cadillac.com. Available late 2024. GM estimate 450-mile range. On a full charge based on development testing and/or analytical projection. Consistent with SAHA 1634 revision 2017 MCT. Range subject to change prior to production. Annual rates may vary based on service factors, including ambience temperature, terrain, battery age, and condition loading, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
For all of us, this generation, and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Baby. Okay. Yeah, man. Right. There goes my baby. Ooh, girl, look at you. You don't know how good it feels to call you my girl. There goes my baby. Loving everything you do. Ooh, girl, look at you. Bet you ain't know that I be checking you out when you be putting your heels on. I swear your body's so perfect, baby. How you work it, baby, yeah. Woo. I love the way that you be poking it out. Girl, give me something to feel on. So please believe we gon' be twerking it out by the end of the night, baby. Around your waist, wouldn't trade this feeling for nothing. Not even for a minute. And I'll sit here long.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Voice of Reason back in the building. We've come full circle after coming forward. Oh, man. Do you think a lot of men out there want to be babied by their woman? I want to be nurtured by my woman. Do you think brothers want to be babied? Do you think brothers want to be mothered? Tonight's topic has been, it's been very interesting. Because if there's too much pampering, if there's too much mothering, if there's too much embracing, I feel like it takes away some of your independence. I feel like it takes away some of your drive to attack the world. In my opinion. What do you think? We do know for a fact that sisters, a lot of sisters anyway, not all, some but all, but a lot of sisters like build-a-bays. They like to be able to build their man. They like to be able to contribute. But are they doing it for a self-esteem boost? Tonight's topic has been very heavy. A lot of people calling in. But let's see. Parental partner advisory. What happens when pampering your partner puts them in Pampers? Now they just, I ain't gonna do it. I'm used to you doing it for me. This is interesting. We got callers on the line. I want to talk to them. Let's get Callie Soul from Denver, Colorado in the building.
Zoe.
I knew you was going to call in, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Callie?
Look here. I got beef tonight.
Why you got beef? What did I do?
Because you and Uncle Jeff told us a few years ago, and y'all been on this soapbox of like, we need, as especially the boss sisters out there, y'all kind of been telling us we needed to humble ourselves and be willing to date the brothers that ain't really all the way on top of their game. So what happens is...
Here we go.
We're willing to...
Here we go.
I'm willing to pull it back a little bit. You know, like you asked the question earlier, do women want a Build-A-Bay project, or do we want a man that stands on his own and has his own. Absolutely. That is who we want. How in ever?
What's an ever I play? It's got to be funky.
Ever. We're now very aware of how society has kept their thumb on black men. So now we're trying to say, okay, cool. I'm a work with you. Let's work together. Let's build together. And sometimes that line between mothering and partnering is very thin because
wait a minute, Callie. Are you saying that Jeff and I told you to build a bay? We told y'all to build a bay. Is that what you said?
You didn't tell us to build a bay. No, you did not.
Okay.
You didn't tell us to build a bay.
All right now, because you know I love me some Callie Soul now. Don't come in here and tear me up, girl.
But y'all did tell us to humble ourselves and be willing to give the brothers time to get up on their feet and to give them space to do that. And
is that bad advice? So let's make the distinction here. A shiftless, no good, no purpose, no focused, greedy, selfish, immature, childish man gets a lot of play out here in these streets. So now you differentiate between a man who ain't got nothing physically, tangibly, but he's got something mentally. He's got something psychologically. He's got something spiritually. All I'm saying is don't put them both in the same bucket. They're two different types of men there. If you got somebody that's going to sit on your couch and eat your Rice Krispies while you at work, and he watching Ricky Lake and Sally Jesse Raphael, why did he get a chance at all? I'm saying if you got another kind of man, he may not have found his mark. He may not have hit his mark yet, but he's got all of the tools. He's got the thing working. Something is happening in his spirit. Things, you can see it. Now, that's a different type of man. What I'm saying is I've noticed that women give both those guys equal opportunity. We got equal opportunity employment for both those dudes. And I think Jeff and I were making the distinction. Finish your thought, Callie.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Uncle Basement because I don't play with him.
Uncle Basement?
Yeah, no, Uncle Basement or Uncle Backroom, Auntie Backroom, them is not the people I'm talking about.
Uncle Guest House.
But, yeah, no, not Uncle Guest House. But sometimes those brothers who are on the right path and have the spiritual wherewithal, you know, and a vision and aptitude to apply that vision are not willing to listen to some jewels that we might be able to lend to help them out. Like I've been told recently to fall back and stay off of somebody's head. And I'm like, well, you're saying that you want to build your retirement and prep for all of that, but you ain't saving nothing. You're still spending all your money. So I'm not trying to mother you, but I am saying I see the train coming on the track and we might want to get off. You know, so that's why I'm saying it's a thin line because women, we can see people. We can, you know, your partner, they can see the train wreck coming. And oftentimes if you're not open to listen to it, then you're going to project it as somebody trying to be your mama or your daddy when it's like, nah, I'm on the potter's wheel with you, but you got to be willing to let me put my hand down too.
Oh, that's right. Let me just give you this, Callie. I'm not Uncle Basement. I am not Uncle Guest Room. I'm not Uncle Guest House. I'm not any of that. But I will acknowledge many men have a very hard time listening to their women. I struggle.
Thank you.
I struggle. I be like, and over the last few years, I have been getting a little better in terms of I gotta listen. I was raised a certain kind of way. I just do it by myself. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. But I will concede a lot of men do not listen to their women. Now, Callie,
so may I ask you this?
I was about to ask you, like, how can you connect to him? I'm not talking about the little boy. I'm not talking about baby boy, Tyrese's character. But I'm talking about a good man who's trying to get somewhere and he's got some tools. He just hasn't hit the mark yet. How do you connect?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I have checked my tone. I have been mindful with my words. And this ain't just one man. This is in general I'm speaking, because I can do that in this situation. And that's why I'm asking, like, okay, then, especially with strong-willed men, how do we communicate with them when we see the freight train coming down the tracks?
You know what I've
How
learned?
do we communicate that to them to get to help them out when they just strong-willed, but it's like, babe, let me redirect you a little bit, and they don't want to listen. What can we do as women? Because we trying. We don't want to give up. We don't want to walk away. There's a lot of black women out here. We want black men. We want the black union. We want the black family. We want to build. But there's still like some barriers, like some invisible barriers, emotional barriers that we're trying to get through. And it's like,
so
what do we need to do?
Let me answer your question. Sometimes you got to fall back and let men crash. Sometimes that's just what it is. We got to crash. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's a human thing. Sometimes people need to crash. Sometimes the crash is the communication they were looking for. Right?
I hear you.
Right? Now, Pisces, listen to this. Tell me what you think. Pisces Light in the chat room just said something quite profound, in my opinion, because I don't necessarily agree with this, but I'm like, whoa, that's heavy. I've never thought of it in that way. Men often don't want to listen unless it's by way of sexual seduction. Do you agree with that notion?
That's conniving. That's like slick. But I hear you. That has definitely been a tactic to but it still don't work, because when they come to their senses and after that moment is over, they'll come to their senses and it's like, no, you still ain't gonna tell me nothing.
No, I've never heard of that notion. Like, you try to get your man to do something via coming on to him? Like, really?
Submissiveness. That act is like a act of, or not an act, but it's a dance. So somebody has to be the dominant and somebody has to be the sub. So yeah, I absolutely get what she's saying.
That's heavy.
And that is a way to get some things to move around.
That sounds like a whole show. Y'all don't make me do that show. Wait, stay with me, Callie and Attila. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, Lord have mercy, the ladies done start calling in and they spilling all the tea.
Loving everything you do, girl. I get the chills whenever I see your face and you in the place, girl. Feel like I'm in a movie, baby. I'm like, ooh, wee, baby, oh. Like waterfalls, your hair flows down to your waist.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is announcing a series of new actions as part of his goal to end cancer. While meeting with members of his cabinet, Biden announced a $240 million funding boost for research projects to help improve cancer and prevention treatment. The president has set a goal to cut U.S. cancer deaths in half over the next 25 years. Meanwhile, Amazon is pledging millions of dollars for affordable homeowner projects across the U.S. $40 million in grants and loans expands the online retail giant's Housing Equity Fund. The money will go to nonprofit National Housing Trust, which will then provide loans to 3 nonprofits working on home ownership in the Seattle region, along with others in Washington, D.C. and Nashville, Tennessee. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
At your Amazon Fresh store, you can rely on roasted chicken for $4.97, 2-pound bunches of bananas for 99 cents, French bread for 89 cents, and more. Visit your local Amazon Fresh store for low prices from A to Z and head to Amazon.com/savewithfresh to see this week's deals.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that for Bree's car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Bree's car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy for Breeze. La 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 la.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
The Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center proudly presents its 25th annual Real Black Men Short Film Showcase, September 22nd through September 24th. Join us for the opening night celebration on Friday, September 22nd, and enjoy the short film showcase featuring 47 films by emerging black male directors from across the country. Continuing on Saturday, September 23rd and Sunday, September 24th. All events will be held at the Regal LA Live Cinemas, 1000 West Olympic Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles. For more information and tickets, visit bherc.org. That's bherc.org or call 323-957-4656. That's 323-957-4656. Don't miss your chance to celebrate excellence in black cinema all weekend long at the Real Black Men Short Film Showcase. See you there.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice to breeze
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in I'm on fire tonight. The topic is on fire tonight. We got sisters on the line. Everybody want to talk about tonight's topic. Ladies, y'all know y'all be pampering and mothering and enabling. And brothers, y'all do it in the reverse. I take care of you. I get your nails done, don't I? I get your hair done, don't I? Now when I get home, house better be clean. Food better be cooked. And you better be naked and barefoot in that bed. You understand me? I'm just saying, right? We reduce our partners, man. And I'm telling you, if you create that type of climate in your relationship, right, you're going to effectively block personal growth. Personal growth can only happen in an environment that has freedom in it, right? Where there is freedom, right? There's, okay, we can move around without judgment. Now, that's the safe space. But you got to remember, relationships are about cultivating self-awareness, elevating your consciousness. It's hard to do that when you have these enablers, pamperers, especially if you're doing it from a malicious space, right? Space of control. Man, this is heavy. Let's get Callie Soul back in here because she was cooking. Callie, Denver, Colorado.
Hey.
Talk to me.
I would love for Pisces Light to call in and elaborate a little bit on what she's speaking about, because my perception of what she's saying might be the difference between spell work and light work. And you got to be real careful with stuff like that, because you don't want to set yourself up to be depleted of your divine energy.
What has happened here? We're growing in this. What's spell work and light work? What is happening? See, you have to remember, Callie, you have to remember, you're on the radio right now. You talking about the chat. Yeah. The people on the radio don't even know what you're referencing. Please, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so Pisces Light was saying, like, there's ways to convince your man sexually. And when you get into that, what I'm saying is, in my understanding, that toes the line of spell work. So spell work is when you're actually putting things together to invite the universe to move things around for you. And light work is more like prayer, when you sit and you fast and you pray and you call upon God to make the moves for you.
So what was said in the chat was men often don't want to listen to women unless it's by way of sexual seduction. That's what was said. And you extrapolated from that light work and what did you call the other piece?
Spell work.
Spell work. Wow. So you saying what? Women got to manipulate like that in order for a man
and
to
that's
listen?
why I'm saying that's why I'm saying I don't fool with that, because when you do that, you set yourself up to be spiritually depleted later, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
This topic.
You might think you're doing something good in the moment, and then it blow up in your face. And my grandmother always used to tell me, however you start off, that's how you're going to finish. You got to keep that behavior consistent. So if we're going to start with manipulation to get movements to happen, then that's going to be your lifestyle until you're finished with that relationship.
But isn't that the opposite of tonight's topic? I think pampering and enabling and coddling and spoiling, I think that's a way to keep a person stagnant, not to get them to move or do something. I think that's a method of control to keep your partner under your control. Your thoughts?
That's spell work. Whether you know it or not, like it's deception. I'm gonna dangle all of these things in front of you and make it very comfortable so you don't go nowhere. So absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want you to stay stagnant. I want you to stay here and be comfortable for me because I don't want to be alone. So you here as a hot mess is better than you not here at all, is what some people think.
She just they just responded. I don't know if it's a male or a female. Pisces Light just responded and said, tell that to the men because they're suckers for it. Well, that sounds like a woman wrote that. Tell that to the men because they're suckers for it.
She's real. She's real. She ain't lying there, but I don't mess with it. I don't have time for that. I deal with enough, making sure that my energy stays balanced to be fooling with stuff like that and really get depleted and then be angry at myself and them too. So nah.
Heavy stuff. Heavy. Cali Soul, you brought Denver, Colorado in here once again, cooking with the hottest and rarest grease of all time. Let's get another sister in there. They want to talk to us tonight about tonight's topic. What happens when pampering your partner puts them in Pampers, makes them basically an adult child under your care? Atala, Houston, Texas, get in here.
What up, Uncle Joe? How are you?
Man, I'm in here tripping tonight, just listening and taking it all in.
Yes. I want to address some things. So Mimi has some questions about Sarah's comment about the whole, can I say the D word? Dick?
No,
Dick.
No, you cannot.
Can I not say that?
No, you cannot. You could say penis. Yes, you can say
penis pacifier.
Yes.
Mimi.
Eggplant. You can say eggplant. You can do the emoji. Like, come on. There's many ways without saying curse.
The teen pacifiers, yes, it's a real thing. It's something that men and women need to be on watch for. And the whole point is to make the person stagnant. That's the whole point, right? Why would I want you moving past me and on to better? That doesn't even make sense. And I'm not saying this as someone who's, I shy away from this stuff, absolutely. But I'm saying this as someone who's kind of experienced it. Like, you'll notice weird things kind of going on with you. Like, why am I so obsessed with this person or whatever? They're doing that to you on purpose. And, I mean, I'll say this. My own mother has told me, and she grew up with a father that was I'm the breadwinner, shut up type of person. Great. I love my grandpa, but that's just how he was. So my mother, what that produced in her was a feeling like, well, I don't want a man to ever control me, ever. So she told me she would purposely marry men that she knew were not on her level, like intellectually, on purpose.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So she wanted someone lesser than her so she could maintain her own autonomy.
Correct. And I thank the Most High because she made sure to correct that within me and my sister. And essentially was like, you want someone who is on your level because that's how you grow. Like, And so it's interesting because I think that we come across these things in life, and at the end of the day, you know, what it is, the thing that is your weakness is the thing that's going to be your downfall in the end. So for men, if you are lust driven and you're seeking a partner and you meet a mate that appeases that, but you know for sure they don't have those crucial things that you need, there's no need for you to move forward at that point. But I mean, again, we do what we want to do, right?
That's heavy. I listen, maybe I'm just oblivious, right? But I've never known all of these manipulation tactics were really out there like that. Like, people are really doing this to other people in relationships, choosing lesser than to remain in control. Like, is it really that toxic out there in them streets?
Yes. Look, the dating pool is full of poop. it's you got to be careful. I mean, again, if you're so focused on meeting your needs, and that's something I wanted to address too, like the sugar baby, sugar daddy dynamic works if you think about it, because the woman doesn't have to be vulnerable and neither does the man. Like, they're both avoided in that sense. And it just think about it, the dynamic works. It's until you start asking for more. If you ask for more than the peen pacifier, now you got a problem. And so as long as you are unconscious within yourself and what it is that you need, and you're not really reaching your highest potential spiritually, or worse, you're doing the dark arts like Kylie was referencing, like, come on now. So
Pisces Light responds again. She says it's a real problem, this mothering thing. It's a real problem.
It's a facade. The mothering thing is a facade.
But
it's not real.
But this is what she says. She said it's a real problem, and a lot of men don't want to be free of being seduced. That's why mothering is so popular amongst modern men. They're hooked on seduction and mothering. Now, for people that are just tuning in, mothering, like the definition of it, I guess, is basically a woman who basically just controls the man with this mother vibe, and mothering kind of is couched in nurturing. So the man can't differentiate between nurturing and a woman controlling him with the facade of nurturing, which is, I guess, a thing out here called mothering. And then they talked about the woman who mothers, like, so the kid, the man has to be seen as a kid by her. So she gets to nag him, right? Right. He stops challenging her, right? He doesn't challenge her on anything, right? And now he's not acting like an adult man. He's now very indecisive because she's making the decisions, right? And she's doing everything for him, right? But then also she's belittling him too. Right? She's making jokes basically saying, you're my extra kid. You're like having an extra kid. And then because she mothers him, he has stopped doing the little things for her. Now he don't have to show up and really do nothing. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's an unintended consequence of the mothering, right? Because, I mean, to me, that's all attachment wounds. She's thinking that she's going to get her validation through essentially being there for him, and he's thinking he's going to get, you know, the thing that he finally needed, which is, you know, getting that love and that support or whatever you want to call it. But either way, I mean, if you're loving from wounds, like, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a train wreck either way. Like, it's not coming from a pure place, obviously. And I mean, the mothering thing is really just a tool. It's like a carrot to dangle in front of him. It's no different than a rich man dangling a carrot in front of his sugar baby. Like, it's literally the exact same dynamic, just in reverse.
That's crazy. It's the reverse of a sugar baby. What is a sugar baby? When we come forward, I'm going to talk to Attila. She's schooling me on these young people and what they doing out here. Mothering and sugar baby and oh, Lord, they pampering and enabling. All type of madness is out here in these streets. Y'all stay safe.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions. including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
You're listening to K-Drip, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like Sprinklers in the Rain and Leaky Faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fixing leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Drip.
Dominique DePrima here. Listen, engaging kids in conversations about finances can be a great way to teach them about money management and financial independence. You don't need to review accounts in detail, but simply having an intentional conversation can really go a long way. Like talk to them about goals, using conversation starters like how to make decisions about saving and spending money, recycling black dollars. These conversations can help build a long-lasting foundation for a strong financial future. Whatever your financial goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiatives can help support you in reaching them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the Dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Turn it off. I want, listen, I want to be your man. I don't want to be your baby. Mariah said, you gonna always be my baby. No, the baby we have together will always be your baby. I want to be your man now. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has been on complete fire, completely off the rails tonight. Sister girl from Houston, Texas is on the line. I want to get her final thoughts on tonight's topic. Atala from Houston, get in here.
Yes, sir. My final thoughts, just be discerning out here. If you really are somebody who has a heart and you're looking for real love, don't be a transactional person. That's really the only way to deal with this.
Wait, go deeper. Say more. Expound on that point. What do you mean?
Sure. Well, if you're leaning into transactionalism, right, in regards to your relationships, the what have you done for me lately, that's like bait. for a situation that we're talking about right now.
Mm.
That's the crux of basically infantilizing your partner.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. Let me just say this, Attila, I appreciate you so much. You already know you was tired tonight and you still called in. We appreciate the call. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Now, you know, enabling, pampering, spoiling, all of that stuff that a lot of people weaponize to, you know, kind of manipulate their partner into staying where they are. Trust me, it's going to end bad. You know, that those relationships to me are a type of toxic relationships, because what happens is they create an environment where there's an over-reliance on one partner. When one partner is excessively pampered, they may begin to rely heavily on their significant other for emotional validation and decision making. This over-reliance can hinder personal growth and self-sufficiency. We talked about that earlier. Then there's diminished self-esteem. The pampered partner may come to associate their self-worth solely with the attention and pampering that they receive from their partner. This can lead to a diminished sense of self, self-concept, self-esteem, when they're not constantly indulged. So, listen, man, all I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, you have to remember what the purpose of relating is for. Relationships are designed to reveal you to yourself. If you're in there for what you can get, as Attila just pointed out, for only what you can get, what's going to happen is you'll be able to get a few things, you know, but those lessons will remain unresolved. And where there is unresolved internal work, there will be conflict. There will be disagreement. And what's going to happen is the relationships will always be fractured. They will always end before you get the lesson. Remember, lesson and blessings are the same thing. They're synonyms. Where there is a lesson, there is a blessing. And so many people, again, they would rather have things than lessons. So it's very important. Oh, we got to do this right now. I don't think y'all knew it, but I'm going to tell you right now. Boss Man's birthday is today. Tavis Smiley, it's his birthday today. Get ready. We got to shout out the man. Tavis Smiley, man. I hope the brother is somewhere enjoying himself. You know, he done put in a lot of hard work to cultivate this unique platform. Man, we got to show Tavis Smiley some love, man. He has done an amazing job here at KBLA Talk 1580. He has given a lot of powerful voices a platform to be heard across the country. So if you guys are following him on Twitter or Instagram or wherever, please shout him out. Say happy birthday. Today's his birthday. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Up next, Jill Monroe. You already know what it is. RSVP with Jill Monroe. She gonna keep the fire lit. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is announcing a series of new actions